What's up, everyone? I'm Bob's Blu-rays, and I'm finally back again. It has been about 6 months since I've recorded a single video, and it's been about 1.5 or 2 years since I've recorded a single unboxing video. And today I've got a bigger and better unboxing video than I've ever done before. Today, I'm going to be unboxing 140 plus Blu-rays that a friend of mine sent me. So I can't wait to get into it. Stay tuned after this intro, and I'll cut into the box and show you exactly what I bought from my friend. Stay tuned. So what's up, everyone? It's been a while. I'm excited to be back. I'm going to be doing an unboxing video that Vinicio, the horror cholo, sent me. He sent me a bunch of Scream Factory stuff, Arrow Video, Severin Films, some Dread Central, just a bunch of stuff. I'm pretty sure it's about 140 movies, maybe a little bit more, give or take. But let's just go ahead and dive into it. I've got this gigantic box. There's going to be a lot of editing in the process because this box is massive and I got to find places to put the movies. And so just stay tuned with me, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's probably going to be a pretty long video. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to try and run through it as quick as possible. Busy person, always doing other things. So that's a big reason why I haven't recorded as much videos, but I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be back. It's finally quarter zip kind of weather, fall. I absolutely love this weather. I love wearing quarter zips. It's my kind of season. It doesn't matter if it's 10 degrees. I'm wearing a quarter zip. So let's go ahead and dive into it finally and see what he got me. Speaking of October, a bunch of horror movies. So let's go ahead and just dive into it. Got my handy dandy machete. All right, so I got plenty of other stuff to get rid of in there, the bubble wrap and all that stuff. But let's start with the small stack and just kind of go from there. So the very first thing up, and it's going to be a hodgepodge and a mix of everything. I'm not going to go through like Scream Factory first. It's just, I don't know how he packed it, so I'm not going to do it that way. So let's go ahead and show off. We have got Dracula, Prince of Darkness. He sent me about 30 or 40 of these Scream Factory collector's editions. And so I'm super excited to have them. So that's one of them. I haven't seen that one. I'm pretty sure Hammer horror movie. But before I kind of dive into everything, if you don't already know Vinicio, the horror cholo, he's a really cool guy. He's got a bunch of like face tattoos and tattoos everywhere. And you'd probably be intimidated by him if you saw him, but he's a really cool dude. I talked to him for one day, and then I was like, do you want to join a live stream? And he did. And it's just a cool guy. So if you don't already know who he is, check him out. Seriously, he's got a bunch more stuff he's still selling, so go ahead and hit him up. He might not have as much of the good stuff. I might have taken a lot of it. Some other people have as well. But go ahead and hit him up. You never know what he has. So if you're looking to buy some movies, you might have some stuff you're really interested in. Next up, we've got Nightbreed. Haven't seen this one, but I know there's a 4K of that one as well. And once again, I'm collecting all the collector's editions, even if it has a Blu-ray and a 4K. I double dip. I buy them both. We got Dracula here. Deadly Blessing, which is a Wes Craven movie, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out. You're probably going to see a lot of these that I haven't seen. Paranoiac, I believe. Yes, another Hammer horror, I believe. We've got Turkey Shoot from Severin Films. I know Umbrella put this out with a pretty cool slipcover a while back. I never got that one. No Way Home, which sounds pretty cool. You got Tim Roth in this movie and James Russo, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. I haven't seen it so far. I don't think I've seen any of these. We have got Robo War, another Severin Films title. I used to be big on being a completist. If you're new to the channel, something about me is I used to really struggle with being a completist, and recently I have started to work through my collection and go through, I have Google Sheets and I write down all the movies that I want to get. And I used to write down everything that came out from labels, and I was trying to be complete on a lot of stuff. And so recently I went through a ton of my labels and stuff, and I just started taking off titles that I don't think I'd be interested in. So are a lot of these blind buys? Obviously. Am I still a completist on certain things? Yes. But for something like Severin Films, I'm only buying the stuff that I feel I would be interested in. And then there was a lot of titles I went through and I was like, I'll never watch this, so why would I buy it? Sinful Dwarf sounds fun. I've heard ridiculous things about that, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. Strike Commando, another one from Severin Films. Bloody Birthday. And the reason I picked this up, I have the Arrow video release of it. I'm pretty sure the Arrow video release has reversible artwork, but I don't know. I like this artwork. I like the Severin Films version of it as well. Don't need it, but I did want it. So here we are. I really like the scene right there and everything like that. So it's cool. That's not even in the movie, but I like that artwork. So here we've got The Fourth Victim, which is another one I don't know anything about. Haven't heard of it. Strike Commando 2. I showed Strike Commando a bit ago. We've got Skinner with the slipcover. This is a pretty tough slip to come by, so really cool that he sent me that. I don't know if it has reversible artwork or anything. Could go ahead and take a look here. Nope, no reversible artwork on Skinner, but happy to have this. I'm looking forward to checking this out. I did want to see this one, so I'm happy to have it. Like I said, pretty tough slip to come by as well, so Ted Raimi's in it as well. Next up, we've got Pandemonium, which is a Vinegar Syndrome title. So I love reversible artwork. I am such a sucker for reversible artwork. That's really cool. I just love being able to like look through and see two different artworks that you get for a movie. I'm always a huge fan of that. So it's great. Here we've got Dear Dead Delilah. So like I said, went through my Vinegar Syndrome and really just trying to collect the Blu-rays that I'm interested in or would want to check out. This one I'm very big on because this went out of print and he sent me this for a very good price as well. And we have got Death Wish 2. Bronson's Loose again, it says on the back. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. I did watch the original recently. I thought it was okay. I didn't really enjoy it that much. I thought it was pretty slow and it felt long. But I am looking forward to checking out the sequels. I think I heard Death Wish 3 is really fun. I know that's some people's favorites. So The Children. I have seen the remake of The Children. I have never seen the Troma Films. This is a Troma Films version of the movie, but this is Vinegar Syndrome that put this out. So that's the first stack. I'm going to go ahead and keep going through this big old box. I wish I could show everyone what the inside of this box looks like. It's crazy. So what he did was he layered the entire box because obviously it's a huge box and it's all in one box. So he layered the entire box, the bottom of it, the sides of it and everything, and then the top of it in bubble wrap. So it's just all bubble wrapped. And then he's got each individual, like couple movies, I think about 2 in each bubble wrap, and he just wrapped it up. So I can only imagine how long it took him. Really nice of him to ship it all in one. Really cool. Really cool of him. And like I said, really cool dude. All right, another couple stacks right here, so we'll go ahead and go through these. We'll start with Trick or Treat. You're gonna see some movies in here that I don't like, but if it's a collector's edition from Scream Factory, that's why I collected it. This, however, I do enjoy this movie. Trick or Treat is pretty awesome. I'm not even the biggest anthology fan, but that one's really cool. That one's a lot of fun. We got From Beyond up next. Vinegar Syndrome put this out on 4K as well, and that's very expensive 4K. I haven't seen From Beyond, but I know Vinicio is a big fan of Barbara Crampton in that movie, and I like Barbara Crampton as well. Frankenstein Created Women, never seen it. We've got Terror Train. So this is one that I wasn't a big fan of on my first watch. I also have the Scorpion releasing version of this movie. I need to rewatch it. It's just that I didn't care for it on my first watch. We've got The Survivalist here, which I seen like trailer for this, and I looked up some stuff about this movie. It looks pretty wild. I thought this movie looked pretty crazy. So if you've seen that, let me know. I'm looking forward to checking that one out for sure. 8mm. I have to check this one out. Nicolas Cage. It's going to be on a, what did I just watch stream eventually down the road? The Haunting, which I've never seen as well. Is that Owen Wilson? Jeez. That is Owen Wilson, and that looks like Catherine Zeta-Jones as well. Liam Neeson's in this too? Jeez, what a cast here. And Lily Taylor. That's a pretty wild cast. I've never seen that movie, though. Killer Party, this is another one that I didn't care for on my first watch, so I'll have to check it out. I know Joe didn't care for that movie either. We've got The Tempt from Scream Factory. Don't know what that is. Looking forward to checking it out, though. We've got Poltergeist 2, which I've only seen the original Poltergeist. I've only seen the original Exorcist, and Exorcist, it's been about 25 years since I've seen that. Maybe, like, probably more like 20 years, but it's been a while. We've got The Survivor up next right there. Then we've got The Baby from Severin Films. The Survivor was another Severin Films. Another Severin Films right here is going to be House on Straw Hill. Never seen it. Most Severin titles I haven't seen. We've got The Boys Next Door with Charlie Sheen. Next up after that is going to be Patrick. I've never seen Patrick, but then there's Patrick Still Lives or something like that, I think is the sequel. Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood. I think I might have seen this movie. This is really cool artwork on there. I might have seen this, and if I haven't, I've seen a movie very similar to this, another like maybe Bordello type of movie. I don't know, but I might have watched that like 15 years ago. The Squirm, never seen it, but I know Kino Cult just put it out as well. Death Becomes Her. Wasn't a huge fan of this movie personally. I know that's a hot take. A lot of people really like this movie. It was recommended to me on a What Did I Just Watch stream. If you're new to the channel, I do a bunch of live streams where I have people recommend 10 movies to me, and then we go live and talk about them, and Death Becomes Her was one of them from Allie. We have got Day of the Dead, and also Death Becomes Her is getting a 4K. Day of the Dead, I believe I've seen. I think I've seen all those movies. Next up after that is going to be Dolls. I've never seen this, but I think this slipcover is pretty hard to find, pretty tough to come by, because it hasn't gotten a 4K yet, and nobody else has put it out that I know of. Next up after that, we've got The Phantom of the Opera, The Curse of the Werewolf, The Brides of Dracula. Looks like a bunch of Hammer horror titles. I know my buddy Ben would appreciate that. He's a big Hammer horror guy. Army of Darkness. Alone in the Dark. I haven't seen Army of Darkness. I like Evil Dead. Don't love Evil Dead 2 because it gets really silly, not my type of humor. So I haven't seen Army of Darkness, and I heard that I probably wouldn't like it, but we'll see. Alone in the Dark, I've never seen. We've got Twice Dead. Now, Twice Dead is really fun. I really enjoy this movie. I like Jill Whitlow, however you want to pronounce it. I think she was great back in the 80s and early 90s and stuff, so big fan of hers from Night of the Creeps. That's what she's in, and then, of course, Twice Dead and a few other things. But I would love to meet her at a convention. I see her at a lot of conventions. This is one that Joe recommended on a What Did I Just Watch stream. I'll Take Your Dead. I thought it was okay. It's average, a little slow, but I figured I'd pick it up. It's not a collector's edition or anything. Toolbox Murders 2 with the slipcover here. It's not a collector's edition, but I have seen the first, the original. I haven't seen the sequel. I don't even know. This might be like a sequel to a remake of Toolbox Murders. I'm not entirely sure because it says it was 2013. So, and I think the first Toolbox Murders was maybe the 70s or 80s, which I saw. I thought Toolbox Murders was okay. We've got a double feature of The Dungeon Master and Eliminators. I try and collect all those double features. Poltergeist 3, like I said, I haven't seen the second or third. Bubba Hotep, which I know is a very divisive movie. Some people absolutely hate this movie. Some people really enjoy it. Derek and Tim are big fans of Bubba Hotep because they love Bruce Campbell. Next up, we've got Body Bags, which is a John Carpenter movie. And I know he was like, oh, this one's got the slip kind of. That is not bad. Like, that's nothing. Like, you could deal with that. Trust me, that's not bad. A lot of slips sometimes do that. Raising Cain is another one. I haven't seen Raising Cain. Brian De Palma directed that. I like Brian De Palma a lot. So, definitely have to check this out. And I think John Lithgow is a good actor as well. We've got The People Under the Stairs, the Blu-ray of this. This movie's awesome. This is a really good movie. Wes Craven directed this. People Under the Stairs is a lot of fun. The Thing is up next, the Blu-ray of The Thing, collector's edition here. Pumpkinhead up after that. I thought Pumpkinhead was pretty decent, pretty cool. I like the first half a little bit more than the second half, to be honest, but still enjoy that movie quite a bit. All right, I'm about, getting halfway through the box. I feel like there's even more than I thought, but let's go ahead. I got a couple stacks here. So we're going to get through some Unearthed Classics titles, which come with the numbered spines. So he went ahead and sent me the ones I was missing. So we have got, I believe it's called the Unnameable here. I haven't seen probably any of these. Evil Dead Trap. And I know they put out the second one. I think I have the second one. That's going to be number 5. I think Vinegar Syndrome Archive put out. No, they put out Untold Story. but Untold Story is also a Unearthed Films title. Incident in a Ghostland, a little story behind this one. I watched this with a friend of mine. You know what I started doing is I started taking these little ads out, whatever you want to call them, and I just kind of, that went flying, but I kind of want to get rid of them, and I just keep the booklet now. So I used to keep all like the digital copies inside of my releases, and now I stopped doing that. I just think it's a lot easier, and then you could see the artwork and everything. So this is going to have reversible artwork right here. But Incident in a Ghostland. It's also known as Ghostland by some places and states and countries and whatnot. So if you haven't seen Incident in a Ghostland, you need to check this movie out. Now, it's the same director of Martyrs, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Pascal Laurier or whatever. However you pronounce his name. But anyways, my point is, I watched this with Caprice one day backstage, Draculino Horror. And the first 15 minutes or 10 minutes of this movie, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it or anything, but it's like a home invasion movie. And the first 10 to 15 minutes is incredible. It's remarkable. I think it's incredible filmmaking. I think it's intense. I think it's brutal. And it is genuinely pretty scary. And the next hour and 20 minutes of this movie, though, I think we both had the same thoughts on it, Caprice and I. But check this movie out. Seriously, I would recommend checking it out regardless of how I feel or Caprice feels or anybody else. Give it a watch. And then there's a really cool story. The main actress has a huge scar on her face, like right here. And she needed facial surgery and an unbelievable amount of stitches for a scene where she gets cut by a shard of glass. And they kept it in the film as well. It's really quick cut. But she gets her face cut open by a piece of glass, and they kept it in the film, and it's really brutal. If you look at her, the main actress, and you see the scar, it is rough. Poor girl. The Dark Side of the Moon, which is another Unearthed Films, Unearthed Classics, technically, and they work with MVD because it says MVD visual on this side right there. Nightwish, another one. And then Deadly Manor here. I haven't seen this one. This is Arrow Video, and it has reversible artwork on here as well, right there, the booklet. And Vinicio is really cool. Like, I reached out to him because I'm OCD, and, you know, I'm an original pressing kind of guy. And so if it didn't come with the booklet and the inside, you know, let's say slipcover, if it came with pins or a poster, I'll pass on it. You know, that's just kind of the collector I am. Some people are like that as well. And so Vinicio was really cool. He's really patient to be like, yeah, it came with the slip, or it came with the booklet, or no, it doesn't have the booklet. And he didn't get mad at me or anything. So this one is Dread Central. Now, Dread Central has numbered spines. They all come with the same numbered spine pretty much. Same spine and everything like that. The number will be in the same spot. Why do I always go to the wrong side? And so that's like number 24. He had about 20 of them, I think 19 to be exact. He sold them to me at a great price, ridiculously great price. And Epic is the company that puts them out, but Dread Central is the like sub-label or whatever you want to call it. Epic Features, I believe, or something like that, Epic Films. And they're an American company, but they're up to about 50 now. And I only had a couple of them. And so he sent me 19, so now I'm only missing about half of them. But they're really easy to get. They're usually about $15 a piece, sometimes 20, but you could usually get them for 15. I wouldn't recommend paying over that. And they have some really good titles. Like, I know my boy Adam is a big fan of Uncle Peckerhead, and I'm looking forward to checking this out just because of how ridiculous this sounds. But it's another Dread Central title. But Uncle Peckerhead, I'm looking forward to that. Candy Corn. Now, this is the only one. What's really cool about Dread Central is they don't come with numbered spines. You don't have to worry about any of that. Or, I'm sorry. They come with numbered spines. They don't come with slip covers. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I missed out on the slip cover. I got to go find it. This was the only one that came with a slip cover. I was talking to Vinicio about it, and two great minds think alike, they say. Well, Vinicio and I both were like, I wouldn't want to get the slip cover for this because every one of their other ones, about 49 or so titles, did not come with the slip cover. This is the only one. And when they originally put this out, it didn't have a slip. They put it out with the slip about a year later. It's like a store exclusive slip. So I might go out and try and get the slip version of it, but like I would not put it in the pile. I would put it somewhere else because these look great together when you match them all up with the numbered spine. So anyways, another Dread Central title. We have got Extremity. I've never seen Candy Corn. I've heard good things about it. I probably haven't seen too many of these. Imitation Girl, another Dread Central title. Can We Watch, another Dread Central title. They're Inside, it says, actually. So that's what it's called. They're Inside. They are inside. Hashtag Screamers, or Pound Screamers. How about that? Old school. Yeah, this one is it's a Dread Central as well, I believe. And they're old. It's interesting because this is like older Dread Central. So when they first started, I think their numbered spines, they had a logo on it, which is different. See the difference there? So I think they put their logo on it when they first started, which is pretty cool. So yeah, they wouldn't look all together. The first couple would match with the logo, and then the rest wouldn't. Why I'm telling you this, I don't know. It's because I do. Circus of the Dead. That one sounds fun. Chud. I have seen this one. I thought it was decent. I thought Chud 2 was a little more fun. This is a pretty boring movie, to be honest. It's slow. It's cool. It's unique. It's different. It's original, but it's slow. Like, just, if you haven't seen it, just know Chud is pretty slow. Jackals. This sounds pretty good. The House That Jack Built. I've heard good things about this. Pretty tough slip to come by, I believe. My buddy Joe is a big fan of this one. He keeps telling me to check that one out. The Stranger. Eli Roth produced that one. We have got a Blu-ray of the bird with the crystal plumage. I used to call it plumage, but I'm pretty sure it's plumage. And it is Dario Argento. I've seen a couple Dario Argento movies. I need to see the rest of his movies, and I'm looking forward to checking this out at some point. I have the 4K of it, but I like these Arrow Video hard boxes, so I do want to keep collecting those. We have got Demonia, which is another one of those like hard boxes, but it's very different. It comes with, it's kind of, it's not a hard box. It's more of like a slip case, but it slides out from the bottom like this, and then it's like a fold out, like a leaflet almost. It's pretty unique and interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more later. This is ridiculously awesome. This thing, if you could feel this movie is ridiculous as well. But we have got Society, and it is really cool. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's embossed, I think, and a bunch of other stuff. The texture of it's really cool. It is pretty awesome. This movie is something else. Just wait until the end. Get to the end of this movie. It's just something else. I compare it to a movie that came out recently in theaters that I won't spoil the name of it, because if you've seen that but I haven't seen the other one, it would spoil it. So, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know, and type it in the chat or comment section. Dr. Lamb is up next. Unearthed Classics, another Unearthed Classics title. The Initiation of Sarah, the one that's sealed here. Haven't seen it. Zombie for Sale sounds pretty fun. Arrow Video with the slip cover, like that slip. Firestarter. I haven't seen the original. I haven't seen the remake either. Next up after that is going to be Tales from the Hood. I'm pretty sure my buddy Chris is a fan of that one. The Exorcist 2, the Heretic. Anyways, yeah, here we have got this 1977. Species, which just came out on 4K as well. You got Natasha Henstridge in this movie, and yes, she's very nice to look at. Well, I'll just put it that way. Very pretty woman. The Lawnmower Man, another Scream Factory. That movie's over 2 hours long movie. Carrie. I think Ronin Flicks put out like The Lawnmower Man or The Lawnmower Man 2. Could be wrong. Next up after that is going to be Lord of Illusions, a Clive Barker movie. Haven't seen it. And then next up after that is going to be Cat People, which I think is an anthology as well, and I haven't seen it. I think I already showed everyone exactly how these were packaged, but basically I'll just kind of pick a bubble wrap here. So this is how he packaged them. I think, you know, they all came like this, about 2 or 3 in each one. I think I already mentioned it earlier, but it's just really good packaging. I had no idea how he was going to do it. He kind of gave me a rundown, and I was just like, I don't know what you're doing, but one box is insane for all these movies, and he somehow found a way to make it work. So more power to him. I appreciate though, like, he packaged these really well. There's no damage that could have even happened to these. And that's the thing, like, it was such a big box. In the post office, a lot of times, UPS, USPS will smash boxes and put so much other stuff on top of it, and stuff could get damaged really easily. But when you put so much bubble wrap in it, it's hard to damage it. And so pretty much however he shipped it out is exactly how it pretty much came. But I've got a couple stacks here, and then I've got a couple left after this. I've got a bunch of stacks right there, but let's go ahead and dive into these ones. We have got The Curse of Audrey Earnshaw, which is going to be another Dread Central title. La Casa, another Dread Central title. Sleepless Beauty, another Dread Central title, number 29. Nail in the Coffin. The Fall and Rise of Vampiro. Another Dread Central title right here. The Lodge, another Dread Central title, I believe. Yep. Zombieology, another one. To Hell and Back, I believe. Yep. Kane Hodder story. Hodder. Next up, we've got Cabin Fever, which is going to be a Scream Factory title. Never came with a slip in the original pressing. This is the remake. This is the remake of the original Cabin Fever that Eli Roth did. And I've seen it. It's like a shot-for-shot remake, though. But it's got a few differences. I'll just say that. I don't want to spoil anything. But it's pretty much a shot-for-shot remake, just with different characters and whatnot. Zombie Fight Club. Next up after that is going to be the Blu-ray set of Donnie Darko here. Limited edition from Arrow Video with the J card here. I will not be keeping it in that J card. Or I don't even know if that's considered a J card, but anyways. Put that there. One Missed Call trilogy. This feels amazing. That's what I love about Arrow Video. All their slips are different. This is the trilogy. The foreign version of it. Next up after that is going to be Crawl Space. Now this one sounds fun. Scream Factory title. Looking forward to it. Death Screams. I have the other Death Screams version, the other slipcover of it. But this one opens up like that. It's like so see how it is. It's pretty cool. Next up after that is going to be Edge of Sanity. Anthony Perkins, Arrow Video title. The Deeper You Dig, another Arrow Video title. This one sounds really fun. I'm looking forward to that one. Next up after that is going to be Audrey Rose, Arrow Video as well. Beyond the Door, limited edition. Pretty cool. I love these. Can't beat Arrow Video limited editions. They're just so cool. Rent-a-Pel. Haven't seen it. Clove Hitch Killer. Haven't seen it. The Centigrade. This one sounds fun. Now, Vinicio said he did a video where he talked about how this was one of like the worst 5 horror movies he's ever seen or something like that, or worst. I don't know. But it's got Genesis Rodriguez in it, if you know who she is. She's a beauty. But she was in a Man on a Ledge. If you know what I'm talking about. But she's beautiful. And I was looking forward to checking this out. I have a slipcover already for it. And Vinicio had it. I was like, send it my way. I want to check it out. Stung. I'll watch Centigrade in the winter. It'll be perfect. Winter watch. Howling 3. This is the Howling 3. I told him I don't need Howling 2 because Vinegar Syndrome just put it out on 4K. And I'm getting away from that completist mentality. But the Howling 3 for sure. I'll definitely take that. Scared Stiff. I remember watching this, another one I didn't like, but I really want to check it out again. See, my problem with some of these Arrow Video titles and other stuff that I've watched, like a Scared Stiff, they're ridiculous. It's a really cool slipcover, reversible artwork on here. I do like that artwork. I was really looking forward to checking this out. I watched it probably 4 years ago or so, and I did not enjoy it. And there's a couple others I didn't enjoy. But my problem is I really like serious horror films. So silly comedy and stupid horror usually doesn't work for me. Now, my problem is I watch these movies alone. And if I were to watch a lot of these movies with friends, I think I would enjoy them a lot more. And so that's why I wanted to get some of these movies, check them out with friends, enjoy ourselves, and just kind of laugh at them together. Like this one, The Ice Cream Man, which is a really tough slip to come by. Huge shout out to Vinicio for this. I didn't like this movie. Everybody really does. I found it to be pretty silly and stupid. And I had decent fun with it. That's the thing. And a lot of my friends want to check these movies out. And so I like to buy them because I'm willing to watch it again and give it another shot. So that's why I buy sometimes movies that I didn't originally like, because some of my friends want to watch it or something like that. But you never know if my dad wants to. I usually know his taste. But yeah, we've got Fade to Black right here. There's 2 slipcover versions of this. He sent me both, so that's going to have Fade to Black on there. We got Grandmother's House. I think he said this was actually decent. I haven't seen it. I remember this was, well, it was VS273, but I remember Disc Replay, they had this one, and I just never grabbed it, but the eyes are really, really cool. Yeah, it's just It's pretty sick. Anyways, Murder Weapon, another Vinegar Syndrome title, and Deadly Embrace. It's a double feature here, so you're going to get both titles right there. Microwave Massacre. This is one I absolutely hated this movie. I thought it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I have wanted it for a very long time, and one of the reasons why is because I have a lot of friends that also want to check this movie out really badly. Like a Mizzy, for example, because I've talked about it so much and how much I hate it. He really wants to watch this movie, so I figured now is the perfect time to buy it. He's going to be out here in December, and so I think I might be showing my buddy Chris and Mizzy this movie at some point, and who knows, maybe my dad will stop by and we could all laugh at it together, because this movie is ridiculous the way it starts and just everything about it. And that's probably, like I said, my problem is I go into these movies and I expect something more serious, or I don't know what I'm expecting. But I think I'd have more fun if I watched some of these movies with friends. Deep Cover. Have to check this out. Heard great things. So I'm looking forward to checking that out here. And Criterion, it's always nice because you know you're going to get... Their titles rarely go out of print. They have about 1,500 titles. If it came with a booklet or a magazine or a poster or a fold out or anything like that, if it was a digipack, it's gonna have it even 6 years later, which is really cool about Criterion, so you never have to worry about that. It's always nice. Next up is going to be Why Don't You Just Die? I remember seeing this one around and I never got around to checking it out, so I'm looking forward to finally checking that out. Eraserhead, which is another Criterion title. I only grabbed 2 Criterion titles off of him, and so I figured why not, for great prices. Bloodsucking Freaks. This is the green cover. Vinegar Syndrome just put this out on 4K if you're interested in checking it out or anything. But this was a green case, and it's pretty cool to have. Trauma Films put it out. There's nothing out here, or out there. There's nothing out there. This is a Vinegar Syndrome title as well. I had a lot of Vinegar Syndrome titles written down, and he had about half of them, so I got about half. So I'm just trying to get to the point where Tony is from Basement Blues. He's very current on everything he wants for the most part. He's not missing a whole lot. And so I want to get to that point where I have everything I want, and then I just try and stay current. And I'm not trying to be as big of a completist. Yes, I know people watching this video are like, you have a lot of titles, you look like a completist. But no, I used to try and grab every Arrow video title. I don't do that anymore. Just the ones I want, or I'm interested in, or liked, or whatever, want to watch again. Vinegar Syndrome, same thing. Sometimes artwork has something to do with it. That's fine. Every person collects differently. So if you collect because you like artwork, that's fine. I try to stay positive about not worrying too much about, oh, that's got crappy artwork, or oh, that transfer sucked. I try to stay positive as far as that goes, and look at positives and be like, hey, I'm just happy this is getting a 4K. I'm happy to see this movie get released on 4K. Yeah, I get we want cool artwork, but for me, it's about more than that. I'm just happy to be getting the movie. If it has cool artwork, that's more of a bonus for me. So when something comes with, like, I really like reversible artwork too. So like, there you go. This is called The Killing Kind, another Vinegar Syndrome title. The House That Screamed. I have the other version of this with a slip, so I wanted to get that one as well. So The House That Screamed. Next up after that is going to be Love and Death, which is, I'm assuming, yeah, it's going to be Necromancer. So it's Necromancer and Necromantic, it might be. Yeah, Necromantic 2. So both Necromantic movies in that limited edition kind of hard box. It's not a hard box, but it's in that, you know, casing. This one is hard box. This is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I've never seen this movie, actually. Not a huge Johnny Depp fan. I know that's like a criminal thing to say, but I think I've seen Below, but I haven't seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Here we've got a Scorpion releasing title. It's going to be Silent Scream. I have almost every Scorpion title now. I am so close to having every Scorpion releasing title. It is awesome. I'm very excited. He had 3 of them. I think I needed 7, so I only have 4 left that I need. And I think they're all on Grindhouse Video. So I could go ahead and pick them up at any point, probably. Some of them are buy 2, get 1 free and stuff like that. So there's not a whole lot left that I need. Scorpion was another label that I was trying to be complete on. And then I got to a point. I had about 210 titles of theirs written down. I think that's their entire catalog. And then Walt passed away. And I was still going to be trying to be complete. And I got to a point where I finally just started going through my sheets. And I was like, I got to look at these titles. And I started removing, deleting titles off that I just don't think I would be interested in. Now I'm trying to get every one of their slips because I already have most of them. The thing about Scorpion is a lot of their titles I am interested in or I like. They put out a lot of hidden gems. People sleep on Scorpion and even Code Red. There's some really good stuff in their labels. But yeah, so I got down from like 210 titles to about 160 because I already have about 90 of their titles and then I'm still interested in about 60 or so. But I took off about 50 or so titles of theirs. And it's crazy when you think about it. I was like, I was really going to try and be complete on this label and buy 50 titles that I have zero interest in. It's just so stupid, but it took me a while because once you start being a completist, it's hard to get away from that addictive mindset. Slaughter Day. Now this is another label that comes with numbered spines, VV05. This one is going to be Slaughter Day. Really cool artwork on these. I haven't seen any of these. If I'm going to watch these movies, it's going to be with friends. I'm not going to be watching these by myself, that's for sure. They're really cool. They always come with usually a booklet. You're going to get a little poster. Normally, sometimes you just never know what you're going to get. It's just a bunch of different stuff. It's a hodgepodge of things. Sometimes they come with little goodies. Then you get stickers as well. So really cool stuff. I know Chuck Gore Forever has sent me some of Visual Vengeance titles and some VSAs as well and stuff. And it's cool that they always come with some good stuff in there. Next up after that is going to be Sleepless. So we got Silent Screen and Sleepless. This is another Scorpion title. This is one of the 3 he sent me. And I haven't seen this, but looking forward to checking it out. It's a Dario Argento title. And speaking of Dario Argento, we've got Opera, which is another one I haven't seen by him. I love Tenebrae, and I have not seen, or I haven't seen like Deep Red, but I love Tenebrae. I think it's an excellent movie. And Phenomena, not really my cup of tea. So I've only seen those 2, I believe. I haven't even seen Suspiria yet. People tell me I got to watch that one before I watch the remake. And I'm a huge Dakota Johnson fan, so I've got to watch them both. We've got Dario Argento's Opera here, though. And funny thing about Opera is I already own this. I must have a different release of it because my case is very small. But now I can go ahead and work out a trade with somebody or give it away or something like that. But yeah, happy to finally have this. It's a pretty penny. It's a very expensive slip to get. That version of it is on Grindhouse Video for about $45. So Vinicio, thanks for hooking it up, man. And then the other Fade to Black. So he gave me these both. And there's your empty, obviously doesn't have the movie. Now me and Tony, because we're OCD, oftentimes Basement Blues and I will go and wait for sales and then we'll go and buy these movies and actually put the movie inside of it. But I only do that when I have money and they go on sale. Otherwise, I don't do it. I just leave the empty Blu-ray case in there like he has it. Okay, so that is finally it. You see how he kind of wrapped it? Just the entire thing, bottom, sides of it, all 4 corners, things like that. There was really no space. And then he individually wrapped each item. And so each Blu-ray, how can you really damage anything in here? So that's great. That's why I love ordering from people who care, like a Vinicio, Chuck Gore Forever, Tony, Basement Blues, and so many other people that are kind of in our bubble, our space, our circle of friends. So it's really fun to order from people like that, even on Whatnot, because I feel like a lot of people care. And I started getting into Whatnot recently because of Joe and Sean and some other friends of mine. But anyways, we got Howling Village, which is another Dread Central title. Bad Candy, another Dread Central title. This one sounds a lot of fun. I should check this out this Halloween time, October. We have got Queen of Spades up next. Looking forward to checking this one out as well. Bloody Mary Will Be Scared All Over, again by the Queen of Spades. Pretty wild it sounds. We have got another Unearthed Classics title, number 6. Prometheus, I believe, is Prometheus, the Fallen Angel. Some of these titles are like super hit or miss for me. Some I'm really interested in, some not so much. That is the difficulty of being starting with numbered spines and really getting into it. And then once you do, it's really hard to kind of get away from it. So that's kind of the struggle with Tony and I. And then for other reasons, Tony could struggle with it as well. Everybody has their things they struggle with, I guess, when it comes to being completists. We've got Purgatory Road right here. Brutal is up next. That's another one, another Unearthed Films title. And so I think for Tony, for example, some of these titles he doesn't like to have in his collection because of maybe it has nudity or whatever on it. And so I think that's where Tony struggles with being a completist on certain labels, like in Unearthed Films, where sometimes they put nudity on their slipcovers. Like this movie, for example. This is a numbered spine. It probably sits on Tony's shelf, and he probably struggles with it because of what the slipcover looks like. Tokyo Decadence. So it's number 7. And I know they put out some other titles, and Tony's like, it's tough. And I've had those conversations where sometimes it's tough because Tony loves collecting slips and being a completist on numbered spines like myself and other people. But for him, he battles that. And I battle it when I'm like, I don't want to watch that. And I know other people have stuff in their collection. That's where the dangers come in of being a completist on numbered spines, is you're buying so much stuff that you might not ever watch. And that's where it gets tough. And that's where I've kind of been trying to get out of that and trying to watch more of the stuff I don't own and stuff like that. But I'm still struggling with it at times. But I'm better. Definitely better. Moonchild, another Visual Vengeance title, number 7 in the spine here. And this is still sealed here. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. It's the one Warner Archive title that he sent me. It was on my list, 74 minutes long. Haven't seen it. Looking forward to it, though. I've heard good things. Strip Nude for Your Killer. Blue Underground title. Now, I feel like another company put this out. Maybe Arrow. Oh, wow. I definitely can't show what's on the inside of this. We're not going to do that. But, yeah, I feel like somebody else put this out. But, yeah, there's some stuff you definitely can't show on YouTube on the inside of that. Next up after that is going to be Heartland of Darkness. Another Visual Vengeance title. I think Linnea Quigley's in this one. Yeah, she sure is. And there's going to be your reversible artwork on this. And then, once again, I'll show. You're going to get some goodies on here. It just drops out. So you're going to get a little cloth right here. It's like a prayer cloth, they call it. It's exactly what it's called, a prayer cloth. And then you get your stickers, and then you're going to get a magazine, or I'm sorry, I always call them magazine for some reason, a little tiny booklet and a poster is what you're going to get with that. And so a little prayer cloth. So that's what I was talking about, how you get some goodies. Sometimes they come with like a LA Age Jabber comes with a condom, I believe, on the inside. You're going to get some other stuff as well on there. Don't be, if you're seeing this, don't be going out and buying LA Age Jabber and thinking you could use that condom. It's going to be bad for you. It's not going to work out. So don't go doing that. We got Heartland of Darkness, though. Prayer cloth. So it's pretty cool stuff. I really like that they do that, a bunch of different things, and just add goodies. And not all of them come with that. Everyone comes with something different, so it's different. You're not going to get the same thing every time. So really cool stuff. Oh, there's the slipcover for it. Heartland of Darkness. Yep, good stuff right there. And then we have got For the Sake of Vicious. Now, this one sounds fun. This one does sound like a lot of fun. Like I said, a lot of Dread Central titles, when you look at them, they look fun. They look good. They don't look awful. And so there's certain labels like a Dread Central where I don't mind collecting the numbered spines on them. I think it's fun. They have pretty cool stuff. So, yeah, that's everything. And then I got one last thing to show, and I guess I saved the best thing for last. How about that? But this is like the Holy Grail. It's the most expensive thing he sent me for good reason. It is just awesome. You can't beat this. This is awesome stuff right here. We have got the House, the complete collection box set right here. So you're going to get booklet here, big old booklet. You're going to get House 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. I've never seen a single House movie, but I've heard great things about these. And just looking really forward to checking some of these out. It's a beautiful box set, very hard box set. And this thing is very out of print and pretty darn expensive. So I'm just very happy to have it. Thank you so much. I love these Arrow Video box sets. I used to try and be a completist on a lot of that stuff too, and I got away from that. It just gets to be so difficult to try and keep up with it and be a completist and all that stuff. So, and then, damage too on stuff like, I've gotten better about that as well. I think it's getting more difficult to return things. Best Buy not being around makes things difficult. So when something comes like this house, for example, with a tiny little, smash in the corner or something like that, some people are going to be really anal about not being able to keep that in their collection, or they're going to want to go out and spend more money to get something better. But when stuff is out of print, for example, you kind of got to take what you can get, or you're going to pay a lot more money to get a really good copy. So it's tough. Amazon's getting more difficult to deal with returns, I feel like. And the thing is, if you get something damaged and you go out and try and get a better one, are you guaranteed to get a better copy, better condition? You're not. And so you're spending a lot of money. I feel like it's very difficult to do that and to be that way. And I'm trying to get away from that as much as I used to be. And it just depends on the amount of damage, I guess, dents, scratches on steelbooks, things like that. It makes it difficult. It's stressful. It's tough being a collector dealing with that stuff, but that's what you get being a collector. You're going to get a lot of that stuff. For me, for example, all these movies right now, I'm going to have to go through. I got to catalog them. I write everything on my letterbox. I keep a list on my letterbox of all the movies I own because I'm very curious how many movies I own versus how many Blu-ray.com tells me I own, because I own 7 or 8 copies of The Town. But on Letterboxd, you can only log it once on a list. And so I really like going through, and then I can look at what percentage of the movies I've seen. So like I seem to be at 50% all the time. I have about 4,000 different movies in my collection. Blu-ray.com will tell me I have close to almost 5,500. So it's cool to know, like, okay, I have 1,550 duplicates, roughly. Like 1,500 duplicates, because I log everything on Letterboxd as it comes in. I know it's crazy to do that, but I don't know. I like being able to see how many actual titles I own versus just how many different movies I own versus how many things in my collection total. So, and then it's cool because you could see the percentage at the bottom of it, how many you've seen. And so you could know how many in your collection you've seen. But yeah, anyways, that's kind of everything. I think I touched on everything. I mean, I'm not even going to try and do a money shot and show off all these titles. I mean, this is just too many. And it would have been crazy if I tried to go through and be like, okay, here's all the Scream Factory, here's all the Vinegar Syndrome. That would have been insane. But yeah, it's fun. And Vinicio hooked it up like big time. He's being really patient with me. He's putting a lot of trust in me, sending me all this stuff, things like that. So I appreciate it. Vinicio's a good dude. This is a long video. I mean, I got 1 hour and 5 minutes on here, but I'm going to edit it down because there's a lot of dead time where I was trying to rip through the bubble wrap and everything. But it's been a while. It's been a long time since I posted a video. I think the last one I did was the Iowa meetup. And then before that, it was the Tennessee meetup. And then before that, I think it was the November meetup. So I think the last 3 pre-recorded videos I made on my channel were meetups. And it's gotten to a point where I feel like I'm only recording videos of meetups. And I want to do more. I do. The passion has to be there. I've been somebody who's always said I don't want to do things half-assed. I like live streaming. It's easy. You don't have to edit anything. I'm not big into talking to a camera just by myself. But I'm going to be honest. Bearded Film Guy put out a video probably a few weeks ago. Great dude. And he mentioned my name, and he talked about just kind of, he was very positive in a bubble, a space, whatever you want to call it, community, whatever word you want to use, where it's been very negative, I feel, this year. If I'm being honest, I feel like it's been a very negative space. A lot of complaining on artwork, a lot of videos just really, really nagging on certain sets and certain box sets and certain releases. And it gets difficult to want to be around it. And so I've kind of taken a step back, watched less YouTube. And some people take it personal when I tell them I don't watch their content, but I don't watch a lot of YouTube anymore because of that. I got burnt out with it. I felt like it was really a lot of negativity spreading. And so I took a break. And I'm not perfect, I know that, but I want to get back to it. And so when Bearded Film Guy released that video, it was like 15 minutes long, and it's a really good video. He mentions a couple people by name, and he's a really good dude. And it was refreshing in a space of a lot of negative talk to spread really kind words about certain people. It was very nice to hear, and it's made me kind of, since then, I was like, I want to get back to it. I want to make sure I have the right video, and just make sure my heart's in the right place when I do it, and there's passion, because I've never been somebody who wants to half-ass something. I don't like doing that. I'm like I don't dip my toes in the water, I dive in. So I'm either going to be all in or all out. There's no in between for me. It's like kind of hot and cold for me. There's no middle. And sometimes that's really bad thing, and sometimes it's really good, because sometimes I pour my heart into work and get really addicted, and then sometimes I could get really lazy at times. And so yeah, I got to work more on consistency rather than that, hot and cold mentality, I guess. Consistent discipline is something I have to work on. But I want to get back to some other things. I know there's the get to know me more than movies. I do want to do some of that. I want to get back to some live streams of talking about like what it means to us, certain movies. Like I was talking to somebody recently about Daddy-O, and there's a couple of my friends that really like that one. It would be fun to do that because we all have different opinions of what the movie meant to us. Castaway is one I really would like to do. Death Sentence, I have a couple people that would really like to do that. So it's really fun to dive deep into movies, and it's sometimes nice to talk about something other than physical media, because I've gotten so much into sometimes physical media and the hunting, and that's fun, but I really like talking about more than movies, and I like tying it back into how movies can affect me. And I like to, when it comes to producing and making content and putting out content, I want to see if I can make some kind of difference, whether it's something I say, something I went through that I could tie to movies, and maybe somebody watches that and says, you know what, I really appreciate that, I needed to hear that, I've struggled with this before in the past. Or maybe you say something about depression that could help somebody. And so for me, it's about a lot more than movies. And I have fun, and I talk about ridiculous things. I like raunchy comedies, and I have fun and talk about all those things on my channel, and comedies and sarcasm, and we joke and laugh. But at the end of the day, for me, I'm a pretty serious person for the most part, and I really like to have real, honest life conversations about life, like Daddy-O, for example. And I love that. That's what it's about for me, and that's why I started doing the What Did I Just Watch series, and I've had a lot of great conversations because of it. And it sucks when you got trolls and people out there who use it against you. I've talked about struggling with addiction on my channel before. I've done a video where I talked about it. And then you have people who use it against you, and they'll write in the comment sections and call you an alcoholic, or some kind of like, they'll start talking about your parents and stuff. And that's where I draw a line, and I've talked to Joe about that in the past. If you want to talk about me, that's fine. You start talking about people's parents, and it sucks, because as somebody who puts out content, you're really, I get you're vulnerable, right? You're doing that, especially if you open up and you get personal, you're taking a risk doing that. But it sucks when it's used against you, because then you start thinking like, I don't know if I want to do that, and I want to. It's part of who I am. And so it sucks, but I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm always going to be myself. And if you don't like it, I always say, don't watch my content. I'm not somebody who's watches what I say necessarily. I say what I want to say. And if I say it, I probably mean it. I can be offensive. I don't try to be, but I'm very honest. And I'm always going to be like that. I'm going to be upfront and bold and blunt. And sometimes that rubs people the wrong way, but that's who I am. And so I appreciate the people who stick with me, my friends, because I've said things and done things that I'm not proud of, or maybe things that I regret. But my friends know who I am, and they stick by my side, and I appreciate that. But if you don't like it, that's okay, right? I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Then don't watch. I'm not asking you to. I'm not forcing you to. I'm not begging for subscribers or likes or anything like that. I appreciate everybody who watches. It means a lot. But please, if you don't like, just don't watch. It's really a simple concept. This video is going to be an hour long. I don't see why you're watching if you don't like it. Go watch somebody else who you're going to enjoy more than me. I don't watch everybody. I don't get along with everybody. That's okay. It's absolutely fine. But try to treat people with respect, I guess. If you don't like, just don't watch. There's no need to talk about somebody and trash them. I don't see the point in that. Just walk away, keep it moving, and try to spread positivity like Bearded Film Guy did. And it's tough to do in a space lately, I feel like, because there's been a lot of negativity about certain things. And it's frustrating because it, I think, poisons and taints relationships and communities and circles and bubbles, and it sucks. And so, am I guilty of it at times? Yeah. And I think it rubs off on me, and I think that's why I like to take breaks from social media, stay away from comment sections in particular sometimes on Instagram, because it gets really negative. And It's just not fun. There's already, in a world like today, I don't need more negativity than I'm already getting. So I try to stay away from that. And at times I take breaks because of it. Why do we always have to complain? I thought we were supposed to be grateful for this stuff. Isn't it awesome to have this stuff? Like, who's putting out a movie like Heartland of Darkness? Aren't we supposed to be grateful that A Nightmare on Elm Street got a 4K? Instead, I felt like all I saw was people complaining about the artwork. If I'm upsetting you saying that, you might be one of the people who was. And I get it from your perspective. You want really cool artwork. You waited a while. But did we forget about how we love physical media? Isn't that what we love? Getting the disc, getting the movie, regardless of the artwork. Is it upsetting? Sure, I get it. Paramount Scares is another one. I mean, it's so cool to have. I know that it's a hodgepodge of some weird titles, but I was so grateful. I mean, Orphan First Kill, I like that movie. I like World War Z, Friday the 13th Part 2, and Breakdown is an excellent movie. And so it was so cool to get those. Is it a weird mix of movies? Absolutely. Some people complain about the artwork, the color, whatever it is. I'm happy. And for $63, that set is ridiculously great price. Like, I'm so grateful for it. And if you don't like it, Paramount gave people what they want by giving them an option like Friday the 13th Part 2, and I think Breakdown, and maybe some others where you could buy them single. World War Z is out from Shout Factory. So I know people wanted Friday the 13th. They got what they wanted, but they still weren't happy. And so that's where I get bothered, I think, by all that negativity. Instead of being grateful for one thing, we find things to be ungrateful for. And that's frustrating. It rubs off on people, and it's tough to be around. And because when you surround yourself around that, it rubs off on you. And you become that way, I think, and a negative person. And when you spread a bunch of positivity and you're grateful and you're happy and you're all coming together because Nightmare on Elm Street's getting a 4K, it's fun, right? We're all happy. We're all sharing good news, and it's fun to be around. And we all get along, but when you start constantly arguing and bickering over certain things, it's not fun. It's not fun. So I'm glad I got to go on a little rant there. It's what I do. I do a lot of rants. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you still watching to this point. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm always going to be honest and upfront. That's who I am. I piss people off. I'm not everybody's, not everybody's going to enjoy me. I have people that hate my content. I have trolls. I have people that say some really nasty things about me and some of my friends, and it bothers me. Yes, it's hard not to. No matter how much you could try and turn the other cheek or like walk away from it, words get to you, right? And so it starts to bother you, and when you're reading that stuff, it's tough to want to deal with it and do it, dealing with that. And so when I got people like Chris, my buddy Chris, Codebreaker, who gives me a nice little pep talk and tells me like, hey man, just try to focus on the positivity. It's nice. It's nice when you get those friends like that. And so it's really nice when I got people like an Allie, for example, who on almost every one of my videos or live streams mainly, because that's all I do, leaves a comment because you deal with a lot of negativity as somebody who puts out content, no matter what it is. And so it's really nice when you deal with somebody who is going to message you and you look forward to getting a message the next day that's a positive comment and tells you something nice and that they enjoyed about your live stream. It's really nice. I appreciate it. Trust me, those things don't go unnoticed because you deal with a lot of negativity. So the nice comments, I try to focus on those, and I really appreciate it. The DMs I get, people just, those are things, what it's about for me. Like Bearded Film Guy making that video. Like those things might not get talked about enough, but let me tell you, I really appreciate it. Like those are the things that stick with me and I try to remember, and I'm really grateful for. Like I said, do I talk to everybody and get along with everybody? No, I don't, okay? I don't have time to talk with every single person. I have a very small circle that I talk to on a daily basis almost, and there's certain people I go weeks or months without talking to, and that's okay. It doesn't mean we're not friends. I appreciate those people. I respect them. And some people I just talk about movies with, and that's also okay. So there's different relationships inside of this bubble. But yeah, that's everything. Appreciate you watching. Thanks again. I do a lot of live streams. What did I just watch streams? So check it out if you're new here. Would love to see you pop in and chat one day, and or just comment and say, hey, yeah, I've been watching. I don't comment a lot or something. Those are people that I really appreciate. The ones who don't comment that are watching. Let me tell you, like, I really appreciate you. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much, because it's really cool to know that, like, people are watching me. I'm an hour and 20 minutes into this video, and to think there's going to be people out there who watch it, it's crazy to me. I've done a 4-hour, 20-minute live stream and people still watch. Like, who am I, just this small little person, to have you watching my content of just talking movies or life or whatever? It's so cool to me, and it's very humbling to think, like, wow, it's a really cool experience to know people are watching, because I never thought people would watch, seriously. So I appreciate it. It's really cool. The Johnnies of the worlds and the Jeffs of the worlds and Mizzies and the people who watch me, who never met me before this, and just watch to the end. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Grant and so on and so forth. I mean, so many people. It's just cool. It's just cool. There's a lot of people. Start naming names. People get upset because you didn't name their names. I apologize, but I could never go through and name everybody I'm grateful for. In some way, somebody has probably helped me or made a difference or touched, helped touch my life or something like that in a way. So I appreciate it. I really do. All of you. If you're watching and you're not a troll, thank you. Thank you so much. That's everything. Have a good one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you were entertained. Hopefully you enjoyed my rant. You're all awesome. I appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully I get back into this at some point. Thank you, everyone, for watching and being patient with me. Appreciate it. Have a good one.